Hello and welcome back to DK Sports Radio. I am Matt Grubba here with the Pitt Show today. Thanks for tuning in. I want to thank our sponsor for all our Pitt coverage, Bazzi Vreeland & Associates, the exclusive sponsor for coverage of Pitt athletics at DKPittsburghSports.com and DK Radio. With several Pitt alums, homegrown Pittsburgh attorneys, and deep roots in the communities of southwestern Pennsylvania, the attorneys at Bazzi Vreeland & Associates are proud to bring quality coverage of Pitt athletics from the top independent sports website in Pittsburgh. And yes, we jump into it. Another Pitt show. School is out for summer, and there's still plenty going on campus, though. That's the good thing. Spring sports are still winding their way down. The first thing is first, and usually football, basketball take precedence, but have to recognize, send a shout out to the Pitt softball team, who over the weekend clinched the ACC Coastal Division title. The first time in that program's 20-year history they have won any sort of title, tournament or regular season. A big accomplishment for them. Actually, as we record this on a Tuesday afternoon from our offices here at Highmark Stadium, we saw the Pitt bus going down the highway heading toward the airport as they head off to the ACC tournament this week. They're flying down to Atlanta. Their first game will be Thursday in the quarterfinals. They get a bye out of the first round because of their division title. They'll play the winner between Duke and Virginia Tech Thursday. It is a single elimination tournament, and for baseball, softball, that's always tough to do. So much comes down to your pitching, but they are 3 games away from clinching an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. If they fail to do so, they are squarely on the bubble for the NCAA, an RPI at 48th. This is a team that last season didn't even make the ACC tournament. They finished outside of the top 10 to make the tournament, so it's a huge bounce-back season for them. They're going for their second NCAA bid in program history. They made it in 2015 after making a run to the ACC final, so they're hoping to replicate that performance. Big shout-out to them. We'll be keeping track with them on the website if you haven't been following already. We've had updates and just on Monday, just some reaction from other coaches around the Pitt campus. Pat Narduzzi, Jeff Capel, all getting on Twitter, sending their congratulations. So we're going to be keeping up with them. Speaking of one of those coaches I just mentioned, Jeff Capel, he's been a busy man lately too. The new men's basketball coach. I don't know if I can still call him new anymore. We're a month and a half into this now, and man, oh man, is he really outdoing the circuit. See, this week, Pitt and their alumni association, they've been doing a lot of events, going to some different cities. I believe Philadelphia and New York was the Tuesday destination, meeting with alums, but been some star-studded events with Jeff Capel coming along on those. The one in New York, photos showing up today of he and former Duke teammate Grant Hill at the event, and then all of a sudden, a few hours later, a photo pops up with both Hill and Capel, both of whom were wearing Script Pitt pins on their suits. So that was clearly he's getting the merchandise out for the Panthers. But then this other picture shows up with former President Bill Clinton hanging out with the Pitt coach and with Grant Hill, and it's wondering what exactly the event was, and they're all laughing and having a good time in it. I don't have any inside information, so I'm not sure what it was. Actually, Jeff Capel on his tweet used the hashtag, "What was so funny?" But, I mean, it's, hey, if he's going to former presidents to try and boost the Pitt program, this man's doing the right job marketing it, and, there's a lot we can talk about with the program. We're going to get to that shortly in terms of actual players and player movement, that sort of thing. But, from a bigger picture, the way Jeff Capel is going about selling the Pitt program, and this is without a single result on the court, without a single, outcome based on what he's been doing, it seems like in a month and a half he has turned around the perception of the program from the Kevin Stallings era and the gloom and doom of a winless ACC season to, again, Pitt looks like an up-and-coming program that's going places, and he's done that without a single on-court result. So, I mean, that's just a tremendous job in terms of PR, maybe we call it. I'm not sure what you term it, but it's something that had to be done because that's going to allow him then to go after recruits and show, hey, this is a place we're going to be building something up. You want to come here, as opposed to just a few months ago with Kevin Stallings in charge, people were wondering if Pitt was ever going to contend in the ACC again. And so I give a lot of credit to Jeff Capel for what he's doing in terms of marketing the program under his leadership. Nothing to do with the on-court things. We'll talk a little bit about what could happen with the on-court things in just a moment. Going to hit a little bit of recruiting news and also talk about some of the guys leaving the Pitt program. They're finding their destinations suddenly, and so pretty good idea of what the Panthers are going to have left and what they're going to be up against going into next year. So we'll be back with more on the Pitt Show here on DK Sports Radio.
Injured in an accident? Need assistance in preserving your business's interests? Let the attorneys at Bassey, Vreeland & Associates protect your legal rights. For over 65 years, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates has been representing the citizens and businesses of southwestern Pennsylvania. With offices strategically located in Washington and Charleroi, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can deliver results for you throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit www.bmvlaw.com or call 724-228-7000 to see how Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can meet your legal needs. Bassey, Vreeland & Associates. We fight, we care, we win.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
If you're one of the thousands of Western Pennsylvanians who love to get outdoors, then you need to check out this cool new website, stepoutside.org. Learn where, when, and how you can go camping, hiking, or hunting. Or take part in power sports, shooting sports, or water sports in your local community or across the country at stepoutside.org, where everything you need to know is just a click away. That's stepoutside.org.
What I want from my public accounting firm is big ideas.
But I don't want to lose the personal attention.
My company needs global capabilities.
From a firm with local ownership.
And I want to work with industry experts
who take the time to understand my unique challenges. And that's what sets Schneider Downs apart. Expertise for the most complex business issues, with the service you need every day. To learn how our big thinking with a personal focus can help your company, visit schneiderdowns.com.
Injured in an accident? Need assistance in preserving your business's interests? Let the attorneys at Bassey, Vreeland & Associates protect your legal rights. For over 65 years, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates has been representing the citizens and businesses of southwestern Pennsylvania. With offices strategically located in Washington and Charleroi, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can deliver results for you throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit www.bmvlaw.com or call 724-228-7000 to see how Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can meet your legal needs. Bassey, Vreeland & Associates. We fight, we care, we win.
Welcome back to the Pitt Show here on DK Sports Radio. I am your host, Matt Grubba, your man covering all the Pitt action here for DKPittsburghSports.com. I want to thank our sponsor once again, Bassey, Vreeland Associates, for backing our Pitt coverage here at the site and here on the podcasts. And want to talk a little bit more about Pitt basketball. If you were listening in the last segment, talked about just the general perception that Jeff Capel has brought to the Pitt program. But there's still recruiting news going on, too. And it's been a week since we've done a show, so the latest news is a familiar name back last Thursday night committing to the program, Curtis Aiken Jr., the son of the former 1,200-point scorer for the Panthers and member of their broadcast team. He is sort of an under-the-radar recruit from North Allegheny High School here locally in Pittsburgh. Didn't get quite the hype maybe, and he also was injured during his senior season of high school, so that maybe put down some of the expectations on him. But he had a scholarship offer from the previous Pitt staff, Kevin Stallings' staff, and word came out Thursday that he is going to commit to Pitt. However, he's coming on as a preferred walk-on and not as a scholarship player, which now isn't to say that he could not be awarded a scholarship later, so that's not out of the running, out of the realm of possibility. However, this is another, generally a 2 to 3 star type athlete, but a guard, ball handler, something that the Panthers badly needed and that Jeff Capel said he wanted to prioritize. Here they go bringing in somebody who, if health allows him to, might be able to contribute right away. Could possibly take a medical redshirt too, depending on his recovery from injury. But then also, Capel's doing this without using up a scholarship. So now he still has the room to maneuver, to bring in post players, which are still something that he needs to beef up, whether that's going to be through a graduate transfer or another late committing high school student. That's yet to be seen. But it gives him that flexibility. Of course, we're still up in the air. I feel like a broken record talking about Malik Ellison, trying to figure out what his status with the program is going to be. Is he going to transfer a second time after he came to Pitt from St. John's? He's yet to suit up for the Panthers because he had to sit out a year. You wouldn't think he'd want to sit out back-to-back years, but who knows? I mean, I there's been no news on that front, and so that's another scholarship that could be open, or it could be a veteran, a junior, wing player coming in for Jeff Capel that is going to be able to contribute. So either way, you've got something good regardless of the decision, although I think Coach Capel would probably want another veteran presence on the court with Ellison coming back. That said, looking to the future, so now we have 3 incoming guards with Trey McGowans, who was the first commit, 4-star kid from Hargrave Military Academy, and he's seems to be – he's been on social media too, really sort of egging on some of these other late commitments to join him at Pitt. So he certainly sounds sold on Coach Capel, because he committed without ever having set foot on the Pitt campus. He made his first visit to Oakland this past weekend after he'd already put pen to paper to say he was coming here to play. So this is a guy that, seems to want to be a part of something new, and that's Jeff Capel's big selling point. Something building from the ground up, get in at the ground floor. So you have him, you have Xavier Johnson was the second recruit, now Curtis Aiken Jr. That's 3 guards, 3 ball handlers that can plug and play right away, and are going to need to because of the Panthers' lack of depth and the players who left. So what's the next step? Well, Jeff Capel's not putting all his eggs in the one-year basket. He's also recruiting kids for down the road. We heard weeks ago about the scholarship offer to Butler guard Ethan Morton, who's just supposed to be a stud for the class of 2020. I actually have not had a chance to see him play in person, so he wants to keep a top local kid at home. And just recently he offered Jalen Suggs, a 5-star guard in that same class, in that class of 2020. This kid is a kid who was on the United States under-16 national team that won the world championships in that age group. These are kids that Pitt has not really reached out to in the past. I mean, there have been a few, 4-star, decently highly touted recruits when you think of, the Sam Youngs, James Robinson, Steven Adams types. But, I mean, this is a 5-star kid already playing for the national team, which means he's in this player pool. And keep in mind, these U.S. national teams are coached by the likes of Jim Boeheim, Mike Krzyzewski, Jamie Dixon even, who has had some experience coaching the youth national teams. Top coaches see these kids all the time. And so for this kid, Coach Capel to try to get in on this kid early, try and make a move, that's something we haven't seen from the Pitt program in the past. So building long-term, who knows if any of these kids will say yes. But as our esteemed Steelers writer, Dale Lally, I have to end this with, his great analogy. It's like the pretty girl asking her to prom. If you don't ask, she can't say yes. So I mean, that's what Coach Capel is doing, trying to make Pitt appeal to these top-level kids. If he can land 1 or 2, that could just begin the snowball effect that more and more are going to want to be part of the Pitt program and what it has to offer. That's kind of going to wrap it up today. We went a little basketball heavy, but hey, that's where a lot of the excitement, I can see where the clicks are coming on the website, and that's I know a lot of you are excited about where this program could head. So once again, shout out to the Pitt softball team as they play this week in the ACC tournament. I have to thank, of course, our producer, Chris Benson. Thanks to Bazzi Vreeland Associates for their sponsorship. Enjoy doing the Pitt Show every week. We'll be talking to you next week about more of everything in Pitt sports. I'm Matt Grubba. Thanks for listening.